So what we're saying, your farts don't stink.
No, that isn't what I'm saying at all. Currently, they're very bad. Very bad. Usually, they're not too bad. That's what I'm saying. I've got, you know, loads of proof.
Every great adventure has to start somewhere, and ours started in a very, very rainy UK. With a van packed full of kit, we boarded a boat and set sail for Spain, hoping to find some unique fishing on a brand new venue.
Come on, Robert. Morning time here on the boat. Hey.
The destination? The Rio Guadiana in Merida, Spain. The Merida Masters is one of the biggest European feeder competitions. It happens every year, same time, same place, with the same great fishing. With the World Feeder Champs held on the same venue just 3 weeks later, we knew, as Team England, we needed to be on this match.
I love a little track, Rob.
Here we are down the track.
Yeah.
Look at the bugs on the window.
A few bugs on the window, yeah. Yeah.
Come on down.
This is it. Our first look at the venue.
I'm saying left or right?
Left, I reckon. Yeah. Yeah. Down there. Follow your nose.
Oh, word.
Great, isn't it?
Is this the right way?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's a nice track that way.
No, I'm saying this is it. Look, there's a carrot at the bottom. Here we go. Look at that for a big venue.
I'll tell you what it is coloured.
It is coloured. So we've heard that this was almost dry of water a few weeks ago, and basically they filled it back up over the last 2 weeks. So by filling it back up, it's got a lot of colour in it.
Am I getting through this, do you think?
Well, yeah. It's all hard, isn't it?
We're going off road.
I would have gone on the main road, but
On that bit there,
No,
what I
no.
said.
no, down by the river. It's a bit protective over his fan. Don't worry about it. Here she is. Look, and we've got some pole anglers.
We'll park up here.
Put up here outside. Yeah. Not in the mud.
Look at these.
Or in the mud. It's a peck.
High off the bank away.
Perfect. Let's go
Do you think
and
we'll
have
reach
a
the
look.
bank? What's that, 250 metres?
Something like that, yeah. Stop what you're doing right now, because it is competition time. You have got the chance to win my feeder setup. In fact, it's even better than that, a brand new version of my feeder setup. The box, the side trays, brand new Centris SD reels, and 11 and 12 foot Superior X feeder rods. They are the bits of kit that I use out on the bank, and of course the ever faithful tip and butt rest with the feeder arm. A complete feeder setup for you to get out on the bank and catch a boatload of fish. If you want to enter, all you've got to do is go to cuttingedgecomps.co.uk, and on there you can click and enter. No problem at all, as many times as you like. Go nuts. Have a look, see what you think. I think it's well worth it. Rob's excited. Day one, having a bit of a practice. We pulled up at the venue last night. Some lovely hospitality from our French friends and all the rest of it. Had a good look at it. It's absolutely mega coloured, Rob, isn't it?
Absolutely mega coloured. But isn't it a wonderful way for how Europeans fish? They fish for a little bit, then have a break.
Yeah, they're doing their practicing. Yeah, they have a
Something
nice
to eat.
something to eat. They had a lovely spread, didn't they?
Yeah, some wine.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
Very nice indeed. So the venue itself is the River Guadiana.
Merida.
In Merida. And usually it doesn't flow at all. And a few weeks ago, literally 2 weeks ago, the venue was practically empty of water. Like hardly any water, just a little bit down the middle, while they worked on the dam, which they haven't done for years and years and years. And then when they filled it back up, obviously it's like all the dust and that settled has come in with the water that's filled it back up, and it has been unbelievable. So much colour, like a thick tea colour at the moment, and there is clearly loads of fish, mate, in there. They're topping everywhere.
There's fish topping everywhere, but I don't know. I don't think they're very happy at the minute, are they?
No, I don't. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think, one, they're very happy, and two, I think they're struggling to find the bait, because the way carrassios feed, usually we're not expecting them to sort of be foragers burying their head in the mud and all the rest of it.
Here's one for you. We spoke about this last night. Imagine you're a match organiser, and there's 150, 180 people here this week. Yeah. Because obviously there's a pole match as well as the feeder match. So there's over 150 people turning up from all over Europe to fish this match. Imagine you're a match organiser, and 2 weeks before the match,
it's bone dry.
The venue's bone dry.
Can't even. He was so cool about it. It was just like, oh yeah, they're going to fill it back up. I mean, you know, what if they didn't, sort of thing. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So that's where we're at. We're off on our way now. We've got the other boys who look like they're just in front of us. We've had some breakfast, and the match is 12 till 5. It's 8 o'clock in the morning now, so we're going to have a long day. I mean, there's no match, is there, today? We literally just go there, have a bit of a fish.
Even so, match times, we draw at 7:30.
Yeah, in the restaurant where we have breakfast.
Yeah, 12 till 5.
12 till 5. So you get loads of time, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, it's a big days, very steady away. So anyway, we'll keep you updated. Let's go and have a little look at the venue.
There's Steve. Adam's on our end peg today. Steve, myself, Lee, Will Freeman, Mick Viles under a little bit of shade just for now. I think the sun will come around and we'll all get a little bit sunburnt today. Talk us through it, Lee. What do you think? Try not to cause chaos, though.
I think it looks absolutely awesome. It's 20 degrees already. Sun's shining. Fish were topping like all over the place at the start of the day. There seems to be a lot more fish topping around that corner to the left, doesn't there?
There does, round the corner towards the road bridge, which I'm going to say, because I look out here and I think this is like fishing paradise. Fishing paradise. And then you get there and you see that road bridge and it's like, oh, that's the only thing that's ruined this fishing paradise. But everything about it looks superb. Right, I'm just going to go over to the water because hopefully you can see that. That is muddy. Load of mud. And last night when we saw the venue, this was probably a metre further down than it is now. So it's come up a metre overnight. And apparently it's going to come up a little bit more, probably cover these rocks, and then it'll stop coming up. That's what we're told. But look at this for a place. Odd fish jumping out, not so many now. But as you do early morning, you always see a few fish knocking around. We've got a few different baits to try, so we've got no idea on ground baits. We've got no idea on hook baits really. We're thinking worms in this colour of water. I'm going to try a bit of fish meal ground bait. Lee's going to try a more natural continental style mix. First down the bank. It's going to be a big learning day, I'm saying. And hopefully a few things will come together.
We know nothing.
by the midday point. As Lee says, we know nothing. Sack up time. Watch me with your lad in it. What a great day, eh?
Oh, Rob. It's like dream fishing, isn't it?
It's beautiful, isn't it? Look at this.
Yeah.
Carrasio. Oh, hang on.
What?
Bird poo on your t-shirt.
No, I said I've been pooed on.
Look at those. Carrasio, what we're saying here is in grammage, because obviously we're in Europe now.
400 gram, 500
Yeah,
gram,
I was going to say 500 gram.
Yeah.
He's over a pound, isn't he?
Yeah, he's over a pound, yeah.
Yeah.
They're lovely fish, mate. And what's been really interesting is they're sort of like, there's plenty of them to go at. They're not the easiest fish to catch, are they? So, I mean, I can't sit here and say I've got it right, can you?
Not at all. I mean, you get like 3 and 3 and you think, oh, it's great, and then it just goes a little bit funny, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of line bites, aren't we?
Yeah, and it's like that one I sort of caught, picked up to wind in, and he was on.
Yeah, I've had a couple of them,
and it was like, what, I can't sit here and say we've got it tapped just yet, can you?
If anyone obviously hasn't caught carrasio before, they're very similar. I'm going to say to like crucian carp, a big crucian carp. And if you imagine how subtle crucian carp feed, they just don't give you great bites. So obviously feeder fishing, we're relying on fish hooking themselves quite often, so they don't give you a great bite. And also they seem to, whatever we're putting in the feeder, they seem to love it, because they're all around our feeders, we're getting line bites, and we just can't get them to pick up the hook bait. So we've got to think about that a bit more, because obviously we can't put ground bait on a hook, but they seem to love the ground bait.
They love the ground bait, mate, don't they? They are coming right round it. I think it's not doing us any favours that it's so coloured. I personally think that we would be catching more if it wasn't as coloured, but because they're difficult fish to catch anyway, I think they're just coming in and going, I can smell it, it's all here. Where is it? You know, and
obviously the feeder is the main pod of bait, so they're just around that feeder. I think, yeah, when they're a bit more sight feeding, should be a bit better, shouldn't it?
When we get, I would have said you're probably right.
So yeah, it's good fishing though, isn't it? When you get one, it's great.
So good.
There's odd big catfish as well, sort of like 2 kilo, 3 kilo catfish. There's an odd carp being caught.
Yeah, there's plenty of action.
Beautiful sunny day.
Yeah, it's 20 degrees. What's not to like?
Will there, he's catching a load. Mick's catching a load, and we're all sitting in a t-shirt.
Yeah, Mick's got his coat on.
Mick's got his coat on.
Yeah, he's not drawn the warmest peg today, has he?
No, can't knock an M peg though. He's having a great day, isn't he?
Look at him up. That's some real uplands, yeah, it's a beauty.
£5, isn't he?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, nice one. Had a great day.
Brilliant, loads of fish here.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Great venue. If it holds up like this, it'll be one of the best we've done.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It's been mega good. Super warm, loads of bites. Just got better and better all day, hasn't it?
Yeah.
With catfish as well. Nice one. Loads of water has come in. So this has come up 2 meters in the last 2 days. It's really coloured, like Langold coloured. It's been solid with, I'm going to say, 400 to 800 gram carrasio. No shit fish. Probably caught 50, something like that. 30 meters, just having a lob in short now. It's been amazing. Absolutely and utterly amazing. The pole match will be unbelievable. There's a pole match, like 90 people on it. That's the match. Like the regular well-attended match would be brilliant. That would really good. So first day of practice is coming to a conclusion, and we have got Mick down there in the end. He's had a fantastic day. In fact, we've all had a fantastic day, to be honest. Will's there, dying most of the time, coughing his guts up. Let's go and see Roberto. He's having a chuck in short. He's having a look for an edge munter. What a day, Rob. Amazing day. Look at the tip. Not many bites short. Right. Are we getting some indications? Getting an odd indication now, yeah. It's safe to say that yesterday, look, see the tips here.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Yesterday, we felt that
there would be some fish caught short, didn't we, because of the colour.
Yeah.
We just weren't getting any bites fishing long either when we had a quick go. But like, short hasn't been the one, has it?
No, it's not. It's sort of, I think it's really shallow here where we are, so short hasn't been as good, but we've had a great day other than that, haven't we? To show the guys our
There we go, look. Let's have a look in
the tray.
So we've got some maggots.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of liquidised corn that we've been liquidising.
Yeah.
We've got some corn. This is literally the ends of what we've got at the end of the
what
day.
you're going for, and your ground bait's there.
A few worms.
What's
bit
the
of ground
feeders? What's been the feeders?
bait. Feeders. I'm gonna say I've been mixing it between these.
Oh, 3 windows.
Just different windows, yeah. But I think we'll be messing around tomorrow with rockets.
Oh, Waco's got something. It's pulling back on the end. Looks like it anyway. He's excited. Oh, carrasio. One of many.
The fishing's been fantastic, hasn't it?
Yeah, really, really good. Really good. So, the idea behind today was obviously just get a bit of a feel, just see what was happening, whether we thought, you know, what sort of species we might be fishing for, what sort of baits these fish like to eat. Like a proper, just a little go, really. And that's all we've been doing. And we found out they like eating worms. They're big fans of worms, so we should be doing a bit of worm fishing. A few casters there, brought with us from England, look. So I'm sort of blobbing in little bits of bait and going from there. But it's been good. We've been a solid day team practicing, I'm saying. I think what we need to do, Rob, is get packed up and get some food, don't we, hey? Nice.
Come on then, day 1 debrief. What are we saying?
Debrief? Is it time for a debrief already?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Don't know.
Oh, that's good then. Right, see you tomorrow.
There's a lot of fish.
There's loads of fish.
At the moment, the colour of the water is stopping you from catching them ridiculously quickly. You chuck in, and within 20 seconds you're getting indications there's lots of fish there. So we need to figure out how we can keep them there, and how we can keep them there, making them eat our hook bait as quick as possible. They're the 2 things we need to figure out tomorrow.
We're definitely getting fish in the swim, aren't we? Definitely. Everyone's got the same issue though, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like trying to figure out how much you can feed without you can't overfeed it. You can't overfeed it because there's millions of fish, but you can delay the fish eating process. It's like when you've got loads of skimmers in your peg or bream, isn't it? Like you're catching them and you go, yeah, I'm going to put loads of worms in, and then you get loads of liners and you can't catch them. A bit like Tamar.
Tamar?
It's Tamar, but with carrasio.
Carrasio. It's great, isn't it? You know, when you hook one and it nods, they actually fight like a bream, don't they?
When you pick them up, they're really aggressive for that first fight, and they do nothing till under your feet, and then they're giving up the
There's been an odd big catfish caught.
I haven't had anything exciting today.
You have? You've had your goldfish?
Goldfish.
You had a goldfish,
Yeah.
beautiful
He was
goldfish.
gold, yeah,
He was
nice.
beautiful, he was. And we've also seen a huge zander, haven't we? Huge zander. I walked down to see it.
£20.
I'm not too sure it was £20, but it was getting on that way. It was getting on that way. It was huge. Anglers like
big catfish.
3 pegs down caught massive zander.
Big catfish, carp, zander. I just think as well, with more bait going in, anything could happen. I think like Tamer, the base fish is a carrasio, like your skimmers, and then trying to catch from like an odd bonus fish in between is just luck, really. You did say there's no small fish.
There's
here.
nothing. There's no bleak.
like
there's
nothing.
no little perch.
There's an odd tiny catfish, but I haven't caught one today, and neither of you.
No, I did. My first fish was a little tiny catfish, yeah, but the first fish on the scene.
No, I never had one.
But I say little tiny, he was 5 ounce. Yeah, it wasn't a tiny fish.
So that's the goal for tomorrow. So nice food tonight.
Yep.
Get up tomorrow refreshed. Tweak the ground bait. Tweak the feeders. Tweak where we fish.
What's your first job? Tie some hooks.
I'll go tie some hooks.
You tie some hooks right next to my smelly feet.
Brilliant.
Day 2 of practice. Waco's got here nice and early, saved us the pegs.
Wake was up before the sun come up, weren't you?
Yeah, even went to a petrol station for some water.
Water boy. So we've got...
How wide it is. Look how wide across. This is like, you can see an unbroken view. How far is that across there, what we're saying? 300 metres?
Maybe more.
Maybe
No, more than that. You wouldn't want to swim it, would you?
You could be right, actually. It could be
You could cast that island, Rob, couldn't you?
Easy.
Could be
Yeah.
400.
Easy.
That are the brambles.
Easy. Fish topping again, isn't there? Beautiful sunrise.
Yeah. Cold in the morning, but it's going to be 25 degrees today. Look at that for a view down there.
Stunning that
What an
way.
amazing place to go fishing.
Absolutely stunning that way. And then we've got that bridge.
We're going to have a little fish next to us here.
Yeah,
you reckon?
Hungary. Thomas Walter, Peter Bacco.
And then Czech Republic, Peter Fasek and the boys are going just past them, aren't they? So
I think it'll be another day. Bagging
Shanking?
carrasio, yeah.
bagging carrasio.
Hopefully.
Sounds brilliant.
One thing I'm always impressed with is Lee's setup. He's got some brand new shiny items of kit. Brand new rods, brand new reels. His seat box looks immaculate. Talk us through the setup, Lee, because you guys at home have got a chance to win Lee Kerry's feeder setup. If you head over to...
I've got to give him this setup.
Not this setup, a
Oh,
brand
they get
new
new stuff. Right.
setup.
Brilliant,
A
yeah.
brand new feeder setup worth, I'm going to say, over £2,000.
A lot of money.
If you go to cuttingedgecomps.co.uk, there you've got a chance of winning Lee's feeder setup. So talk us through what the guys at home could win, Lee.
Okay, so first of all, the box, Rob. In my opinion, one of the best boxes on the market.
I use the same box, mate.
They do. The graphite version is what we've gone for you guys to win. Really stylish, really sleek, fantastic bit of kit. Obviously, boxes getting more and more expensive these days. And this, you can see there, legs extend down at the front, even on awkward banks. Really, really fantastic box.
So that's 36mm legs, super
Yep.
comfy cushion.
Yeah,
You've got,
super comfy cushion.
obviously, you've got a drawer system on there that's tailored to you.
Yeah.
I've got the original drawer system on mine, which is, I think, 2 drawers, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you get to one drawer less than what I'm sitting on here because I sit slightly higher, but obviously you can adjust that to suit basically with whatever drawers you want.
Yeah,
but
just to reiterate, folks, you're getting a brand new setup. You're not getting Lee Kerry setup, you're getting a brand new setup.
that's nice. Well, once you've got the box, you need somewhere to put your gear. So these side trays, often you guys would have seen me use. I use a big side tray on either side. For me, they are unbelievable. They're light, they're easy to transport, and it just gives you so much space for setting up. Now, I think everyone should have 2 side trays. So there's going to be 2 side trays in the comp as well. So 2 side trays and the box, but it doesn't stop there because we've just got some brand new Centris SD reels. Yeah, they're a bit sparkly, aren't they? Really, really nice. The speed drag system on these are really nice. Folding handle, bit of an upgrade from the previous ones, Rob. Very nice. This is the one I've fished with today. Look, it's got 026 on. I've scribbled on it.
Yeah.
Of course, other people won't. Brilliant reels. Brand new on the market, and there is 2 of these because you will need one on both rods. We have got the 11-foot and the 12-foot Superior X View to win. So I'm fishing today and I've used the 11 and the 12, sometimes 11 probably up to about 40 meters, and the 12 if you're going above 40 meters. In my opinion, the best rods I've ever used, the minimum guides, the style, the action.
What do those rods retail at, Lee?
Oh, well over £200, mate.
Really?
Well over £200. Brilliant, brilliant rods. Fantastic, for the best rods we've done, because all the time we're making little gains, slim line, just great rods. So there is an 11 and a 12-foot for you guys to win, plus 2 reels. And to finish it off, Rob,
The finishing touches, talk to me about it.
I love using these tip and butt rests. Okay, so I like to lock my rod in at the top and the bottom. The best thing about these is they can be used at the butt and at the tip. So I always use one at the top, you can see how warm mine is, and one at the bottom, and on my trusty feeder arm. So you can win a set of these tip and butt rests and the feeder arm to go with it. So to reiterate, box, side trays, 2 rods, 2 reels, tip and butt rest, and a feeder arm. That is the ultimate feeder package in my opinion.
Where can they find out and enter the competition, Lee?
Super easy, cuttingedgecomps.co.uk. That's all you got to do. Go on there, you will see it's enter, click enter. There you go, it's all you've got to do. Go on there and you'll be able to fill in the details and have as many goes as you like.
Here we go. Secret mix time.
beautiful groundbait. You can see there some coarse bits in there. These fish are eating fish. They love food. So a nice coarse groundbait, name of the game. Smells absolutely beautiful. We're going to add some water to this, give it a whiz up, get it to the right consistency, which is nice, heavy, damp consistency. Lee's our mixing man. He won't let me near it, so.
Hey, what are you doing in my mix?
Sorry, mate.
Go away.
Lee, talk us through the idea. So what consistency we were looking for?
So, Rob, unlike, well, I would say this is a big river style consistency. We've got lots of food particles in there. We'll have a bit of bread in our mix as well. So we've got bread in there, we've got crushed hemp seeds. You can see there's loads of food in that mix. And that's what we're going for, because these fish are big. The average size fish in here is £1. So we want something obviously nice and coarse and gritty and like sort of heavy in itself, and I think that mix does it really well. Obviously we're not too bothered about colour. The water's super coloured. For me it could be white, black, red, it doesn't matter, Rob, does it? So
what are we saying? That's like a sticky, but we hope that's going to break down consistency, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to.
Heavy.
When you're fishing a feeder, you don't want something that's like glue. You want something that you feel will break down in your feeder, and I think that this mix is going to do that. So I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. I think that's a nice mix, and I'm looking forward to giving it a go.
Smells absolutely stunning.
Smells nice, doesn't it? Yeah.
Right. That's Mick and Will turning up. They're going to go in the middle of us. Let me just show you what Lee's on about, because the colour, just like yesterday, hasn't really changed. Very, very muddy. I think the water level now, this is what we're at. So, sort of a metre below the slabs. I don't think there's any more water coming in. I might be wrong, but it doesn't seem to have dramatically risen overnight. But it's that colour that we're struggling with. We need a nice smelly mix in that murky water to attract some fish. No carrasio yet, but we've had a bit of a mess around.
Oh, look at him.
Look at this beauty. He's a pussycat.
That's a good one, Rob. I haven't caught one like that size for a while. Get hold of him carefully. He's got big old spines.
Is he spiker?
Oh yeah, look, so there.
Oh,
Look,
wow.
if I can get him free. So these are right rock hard.
Yeah, I can see, yeah.
Like, and we've caught
We catch the little ones, don't we?
one. Yeah, look, he's nailed in the bottom lip. Here he is.
How big do you think he is? 2.5, 3 pound, isn't it?
£3. Yeah, I'd say he's at least £3. He's quite heavy. Yeah, he's £3.
Wicked.
Bit nice to catch something a bit different on these sort of trips, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
Look
is,
at him.
yeah.
He's great, isn't he?
But we're not catching a lot, are we?
No, it's been a very slow start today.
Let's have a rethink.
Maybe 10 of his mates would be nice.
Oh yeah, if you catch 10 of them, that's a great start, isn't it? Look at this for a mid-session break. Not a lot happening on the fishing front, so we've popped up to this wonderful cafe. Couple of
It's going to be tough.
couple of hundred metres up the road, so what a hard life this is. Chicken sandwiches.
Yep.
And because I've got them chips, got some salt on there, isn't there? Because steady on, a steak sandwich is €5. It's a beautiful steak sandwich. We had one the other day as well. We're going to get one for each of the lads
Looks like this, doesn't it? But with steak instead.
and take one back for the lads. So they've got a bit of food to eat as well. Look at that. Let's get stuck in. What an interesting day. So we have put most of the carrasio back because there's a lot of carrasio in this venue, but we put the interesting fish in this net. So we've got our carrasio.
Yep.
We've got some catfish as well. Lee had a go catching these catfish, didn't you?
Look at that.
Oh.
So, yeah, catfish like that. Look at all the marks on him where he's been wrestling with his mate.
Yeah.
Right, and then we've got, look, These are carrasio, but like different orange ones. We've got really bright orange one here, look.
Yeah, he's a beauty.
Fantastic. I've got a big F1 in here somewhere, Rob.
Yeah.
Like an F1 style.
Yeah, he's a different fish.
Yeah, different fish.
Shows that barbel.
Little
Shows that
barbel,
barbel.
yeah, little barbel. So basically, when the tip's gone round today, I've never known what it's going to be. Mainly it's carrasio, but to be fair, you can see the variety on show, and it's going to be a super interesting few days.
Right, get them back, mate.
Come on, mate.
Very much shelter. See, 13.
Hey, the last.
Mix them up, Bob.
Hey, what?
Mix them up, Rob. Yeah, give him a good stir. Here we go, folks. A4, day one. So, MPEG down there, A1. A2 is Will Freeman, one of our boys. Then, myself, Steve Ringer, just round the corner. Thomas Walter, some good lads here today. Let me talk you through what I've set up. So, got the ground bait, got maggots, casters, worms, some slightly dry ground bait, a few red worms, and then a right selection of feeders. Not pretty sure what we're going to encounter today, so we've got a real mixture of feeders to chuck out and to mess around with. We've got 3 rods set up at just over 30 metres, just where it drops off a little bit. A bait up rod, a couple of rods for short. I think we've got to be pretty fluid with our approach. Let's go and have a talk with these guys. This is the pack up. The pack up lads come in. Everyone gets a packed lunch halfway through. Whether we eat it or not is another matter. Will Freeman, can you talk?
Only just.
What do you think about your one peg?
Yeah, been alright. Bit of competition to the left, but past that, right.
Right?
Yeah.
Stacking up every day.
Sun. At least I'm getting better. At least I can breathe and speak now, which is a bonus.
Right? Still pretty quiet though, aren't you?
Yeah.
Last time we spoke to you. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Last time we spoke to you, you won the match. At Hallcroft. Yeah. Which could happen again, couldn't it?
Could be a good omen. Yeah.
Let's have a look what we've got. Let's have a look what we've got.
Bottle of water, essential in hot climate.
Yeah.
Team's favourite. We've got a banana.
Yeah.
The manager will want that. And then we've got, I dread to think what's in there.
That could be a nice sandwich. Steak sandwich.
It's warm, it's warm.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think everything's going to be warm.
Sausage and egg, I think. Sausage, egg and bacon.
Yeah. What do you say? Right. What do you think, Steve? We're going to stack up?
I don't know if we're going to stack up. I think we'll catch.
Give us a target weight.
For good points or to win?
To win, to beat Will.
I think Will will get beat on his right.
You reckon?
Yeah. I think the French on his right. Will's not he's not at full fitness.
No, he's not full
obviously
fitness.
100% Will Freeman. We're all fishing for second. I reckon 26 kilo to win, 18 to 20 for top 4.
Right. I'd take 18 kilo, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I think it'll be better to our right, and then I think it might be better on that corner where Thomas Walter is.
So, round the corner could be good.
Yeah,
and to our right.
Where Thomas Walter is where Peter Backer had 31 kilo 2 days ago.
Right.
Same peg.
Right.
So,
We're okay though, aren't we?
we'll see, as long as we get some bites.
Fun in the sun, that's what it's all about.
So here is the day one peg, C13, and it is the end peg. Now, I shall bypass this for a minute, and I practiced there yesterday, C11, and C11 was not very good at all. All the fish were up by the bridge. The first 7 pegs were very good, and then it got worse and worse. So that if you're not on the end, the place you really don't want to be is one in from the end at the worst end. And here he is, super drawer Mick Viles. What are we saying, Michael?
This wasn't my intention. That's what I'm saying. Obviously we practiced here yesterday. This area wasn't very good. Up towards the bridge is the best end of the section. And of course we're in section 13, and that end, I think they'll take all the spoils. Right, what you said. if you can't be an end on the worst part of the end of the worst section, then you don't want to be one in.
No.
However, you never know, because today's a new day.
You never know.
And it's all about positivity, and I'm oozing positivity today.
That's all I thought.
Because you have to be.
That's all I thought.
Let's see what happens. Looking forward to it.
I think so. I mean, it's I'm going to say I wouldn't want to be like these next 2 or 3. I've got to be honest. Maybe we'll get a few come.
Draw fuel fish in.
Yeah. But I think the
Pack lunches are here as well.
Here come the packed lunches.
Yeah.
They're all discussing how they're going to give the packed lunches out, aren't they?
Coffee, water, or
That'd be nice.
Senora.
Cappuccino would be nice, wouldn't it? All right.
Lovely.
Well, let's see.
I'll go and get sandwiches at lunchtime.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. All right. Well, we're ready to go. Let's just have a quick look at my setup for the day. Don't really know what to do because yesterday caught a few fish, but it wasn't great at all. I mean, Rob was next to me. It was terrible. Rob caught very, very little. It was like, oh, what's going on? But the top end, they caught loads of fish. So I can't just have one line. I've got to go with 2. So I've got the 12-foot Superior X's there, ready to go for 40 meters. I've got some 11 Superior X's and 11 Ascensions for 24 meters. Cameras there ready to go. Look, I've got a selection of on the shadow. Here's my bait there. Look, so I've got some bait, some different things. Let's move my towel. Casters, worms, maggots hiding away. It's like my little den. Look, and there's some sweet corn. Here's my ground bait. Again, that same ground bait you saw us mix up yesterday. Got a little selection of feeders here, look. So I've gone wire, hex mesh, solid. So I've got something to choose from there. All ready to go. I'm going to go 40 and 24. And hopefully there is a few fish here, but let us see. Rob, you need to tell me about your day. How's it going?
I've had a really good day, you know. It's been beautiful weather. We've caught some fish as well. So I've been on A4 to the right of the bridge. Will Freeman is on A2 and NPEG A1. Obviously NPEG loads of space. So I always felt I was up against it because Will Freeman is fantastic at this style of fishing. And thought he was going to have a weight, maybe A1. Felt the pegs to my right were going to have a weight. But I've started off fishing in the deeper water, which is where we caught some fish yesterday. Put a bit of bait in on the deeper water at 35 meters. Thought to myself, this is great for an early, maybe bonus catfish, bonus carp. Maybe that's where the carrasio are going to turn up as well, because there was some carrasio caught in that deeper water yesterday. Unfortunately, I've lost my 2 catfish early on, so that was a nightmare. They were my 2 bonus fish. Probably they're averaging 1.5 kilos, aren't they, those catfish? 2 kilos maybe each. So you don't want to lose one. And by being patient, I've caught absolutely nothing on that long line apart from a little catfish. It's been so slow. Meanwhile, anglers to my right are catching on a short line, just underarming it, sort of like 10 meters out. I've got a rod set up at short, so I thought I've got to give it a go. Underarmed feeder short. The colour of the water is so chocolatey coloured and muddy, so I think the fish are really confident feeding short. I think the shallow water, we all know, warmer the weather, the shallower the water, fish often want to be in. And I've underarmed my feeder 7 meters out. I started getting some indications, just a bit of ground bait in a medium-sized cage feeder to start with. Starting to get a few indications and started catching carrasio. Not big carrasio, but it's a start. Swinging a few in actually, because they're only sort of like 6 ounce a piece, some of them. The odd one that was like a pound, pound and a half, 500, 600 grams, that sort of size. They're great bonuses, but a lot of smaller carrasio. Loads of indications on the tip, trying to make the most of the indications and get little waves of bite. Sometimes you're sitting there waiting, not getting a lot of indications. Sometimes there's a mountain of liners on the quiver tip and you just think, why isn't a fish picking up the bait? That's what we need to work out. As it's gone on, that's become stronger, I'd say, in general, but there's still those gaps where I've not had fish. Not had fish in my peg all day, but later in the match, the fish seem to stay for longer. And I'm looking around thinking, I've sort of got a chance of maybe finishing top 5, maybe 3rd in the section if I have a really good late run. Half hour to go, I've had a couple of decent fish, which boosted my weight massively. But then, just as I was thinking I'm going to have an amazing last half hour, it's really slowly petered out to like one, maybe two of those smaller fish in the last 20 minutes. And I thought that was going to be my big finish. Steve on my left, he's had a bit more of a frustrating day. He has had a couple of bigger fish. So he's had one of those big catfish, probably about 1.5 kilos, 2 kilos. He's also had a big carp, probably about 2 kilos, I'm saying, so about 4 or 5 pounds. Then he's had a good late run of those carrasio. He's beat me by 1 kilo. Those bonus fish have done it for him. 3 pegs to my right, sort of as expected. They've beat me. I think I could have got another point off them, maybe another point off Steve. I finished 5th in the section with a weight of 13 kilos.
Well done, mate. Beautiful.
Not enough though, is there? Unfortunately.
Well done, mate.
Going back to it, I could have done a bit better. I reckon I could have been 3rd, maybe even 2nd, if I'd have got everything bang on from the start. Will Freeman did fantastically to win the section with 20 kilos. Loads of fish in those end 5 pegs, 6 pegs, I'm saying. Loads of stuff to take into tomorrow's match. Tell me about your day.
Sounds very similar, apart from less bites. I've been on C13, which was the end peg. I fancied it for yesterday. All the fish were in the low numbers, weren't they? C1 to 7. And I thought, if I can get in amongst them, and come top 3 or 4, I'll be really happy. That's how I sat down in the morning. I started long, as we discussed. Not very many bites, a very odd carrasio and an odd catfish. I've had 2 decent catfish, 1 1 kilo, 1 1.5 kilos, and I've had 4 carrasio in the first 2 hours. And to be honest, Rob, looking along the line, nobody was catching. There was like no bites to be had at all. So the only person who was catching or getting odd bites was a chap 2 pegs to the right, and he was fishing a lot shorter, around about 15 to 20 meters. So I kept an eye on him, and he kept getting odd bites. And Mick Viles on my right, he's gone on that line with about 3 hours to go, 2.5 hours to go. And he started getting odd bites. So with 2 hours to go, I've gone on that line. I've jumped off my box, sticked a rod up for 12 meters, and I've gone on that line. And I've caught, but it's not been brilliant. I've caught odd fish. I felt you had to wait for bites. The fish were a big stamp. There was no small fish. And I got frustrated because I'm constantly, when I fish, I try to manage my bait. I try to manage what's going on. And I got despondent with the fact that nothing seemed to be working for me. I felt like maybe I needed to be a bit busier, but you have to accept the fact that when you're busy, you're going to wind in quite a lot of times without any fish on the hook. So it was really interesting as I was fishing. I finished with 10 kilos 840. Mick had a late little surge, and he's finished with 12 kilos 200. So he's beat me by 1.5 kilos, and the fish are 700 grams were with him, Rob. I've had 12 carrasio and 2 catfish. Mick's had 16 carrasio and a catfish. So day 1 catch, 10 kilos 840. Good enough for 4th, not good enough for much more. Really enjoyable fishing. Look, these are the fish that we've been catching. So an odd bonus catfish, not many bites, but get to try and figure out how to do it today. I've definitely not had it right. Gonna get him back. Mick's done brilliant next to me. He's had 12 kilos. He's 2nd in the section, so he's had a good day. And then the winner has had 14 kilos. So 14 kilos was probably possible. Let's flip him back. Awesome. So you're talking about 3 fish difference. And the guy who's won the sections probably had 3 more fish than Mick. And when you're talking about so few fish, you know that you could have won. I could have definitely won. How? I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't like coming off the bank without something to work on for tomorrow. And at the moment, as I go in right now, I feel like that. So I need another bit more time.
We've caught fish, haven't we? So it's good.
Brilliant.
We've caught fish, so we're on the right track. But I'm wondering if we just click into place a few little key details, and all of a sudden we're in control of what we're doing a little bit more. Because it just feels like we're not in total control of our pegs at the minute, does it?
I'm definitely not in control of mine, and it's a frustrating thing. As it happens, 4th and 5th in section, big sections, not out of it, Rob.
No, you're not out of it.
Not
It's
out of
obviously, end pegs can play a part over the course of the festival, and there's a lot of good anglers here, all taking points off each other. So you just never know what's going to happen. We've got 2 more days to go. Obviously, the festival is on section points, then weight will come into it, of course. But hopefully, we can get 2 section wins over the next 2 days. And
it'll be hard to do, but if we do, you'll be in the top 5.
Yeah,
so that's
sure.
the key.
Yeah. Just before we start, folks, remember there's loads of detailed fishing videos showing loads of different fishing situations that Lee and I face over the course of a fishing season over on the Edge YouTube membership section. Just go onto their YouTube homepage, click the join button, and you get access to all those amazing videos.
Okay, so the start of day 2. Look who I've got with me.
The captain.
Edge's biggest supporter, Adam Wakeling.
Sign up for it regular.
Good man. We have 1 peg apart today, 7 and 9, on a bit of a point. So if we can sort of show you around there, it goes around a bit of a bend that way, which was epic yesterday, Adam, wasn't it?
Yes, very good.
That was the really great pegs, and then round here wasn't so good. What we're saying is it's a different day today, isn't it? Not
Completely
sunny.
different. Nobody knows. And yesterday, I think, from what everyone was saying, yesterday was the first day where it's got really hot and the sun was out.
Yeah.
And obviously everybody seemed to think that brought the fish close in, which definitely caught me out yesterday.
And me.
Yeah. So today, who knows? You know, they all think they've gone off to spawn. Did they just come in? Will they go back out? I don't think it'll be the same today. We won't know till we start fishing.
We won't know. There's loads of fish topping. It's overcast. It's mild and night.
Muggy
Literally
now.
Muggy. Totally different days from yesterday.
Like an English muggy day.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have a little battle. We've got our mate. I'll turn this around. We've got our mate Peter Classic here, Czech Republic superstar.
Yeah, he's in between.
Peter, give us a wave. Yeah. Hello, England.
So if Peter does what one of his teammates Martin did to me yesterday, he's going to redesign us both.
Yeah, that's it. I said he's a rose between 2 thorns, or something like that. Anyway, all right. Well, let's have a good day, and we'll take a little look at the setup again, same as yesterday. Nothing too extravagant. Groundbait's a bit lighter today in colour. Some worms, casters, rods are here, set up, ready to go. Feeder selections out. So yeah, we're pretty much ready. We've got about 5 minutes, so I'll set the GoPro up again so you guys can catch a bit of the action.
So this is the beauty about coming away on these trips, that you get to learn new things. And my next peg buddy for the day, Jose Collado, is a sticky mag expert, and he's going to show us how to prepare sticky mags.
They are very good, huh?
That's a very fine mesh, so he's riddled everything off. He's got some beautiful maggots.
You have 2 meshes.
They're massive maggots,
one
mate.
10 and 116, because you need to riddle first and the big one.
Oh, there's 2 riddles.
You have the 2 riddles. This is to take the most of the waste. Then you put that on top and let them get some air. Now you need to put 1 hour late before to clean, very cleaning. Okay.
Is the air important? You need the air underneath.
Yes. Because they will get moisture with the humidity.
Okay. So you want them dry?
Yeah, they're very dry, very dry. They are very heavy. This is only meat. To make these maggots. Yeah. It's from the chicken meat. Only.
Yes, meat only, no fish.
No fish. That's why they are yellow, not white.
Ah.
If you see the Spanish,
Yes.
they are white and
Which
they
are
are not. They are very soft.
Yes.
This is very hard.
So these are bred on chicken
Yeah.
and not on fish.
Interesting, right? Okay, so that's why they're so. That's why they're big. They're big as well, aren't they?
They're
They're
very,
big.
very heavy.
You're very. It seems really strange, but they are very meaty on the head.
And you see, they are very hard.
Strong.
They are not soft.
No, they're
The
strong.
Spanish are very soft.
Yeah.
It's not good for making the sticky maggots.
Okay, interesting, right?
Then
So
you need-
2 riddles, glove.
You need a glove. You don't need a glove, but it's better with
Yeah,
glove
nice to keep
or
everything
not,
clean.
You bought a right-handed glove for a left hand.
Oh, he's got the wrong. Right, we've got two
You have
tubs.
two kinds of gum. This is the Stabilix.
Stabilix.
Yes, very soft. Not in here. And this is Arabic gum.
Arabic gum.
Arabic gum.
Yes,
This
the Arabic is very strong.
See,
This is not-
in UK, we would probably only use Arabic, no Stabilix.
No, stop it. Use it.
Stop it.
Yes, only Arabic and some like this.
So Stabilix, and then
If you are fishing on a river with lots of
Gravel.
no, very strong
current,
water,
the
you
strong
need
flow.
Oh, okay.
This one. If it's soft like this, you need this one.
So Arabic is strong.
Strong.
Stabilix is soft. It does not.
Very soft.
It does not bind as much.
I've got
Probably opens up quicker.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, that's quite strong. It's great.
Do you know the funny thing is, Robbie? When it's explained to you in the right way, it all makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does.
Because we have not that much experience at doing this.
I think a year ago, 2 years ago maybe, we'd have just smashed some Arabic gum on them, wouldn't we?
And just
Yeah, and that's it.
They're probably still balls of sticky mag where we left
Yeah,
them.
maybe, but we were fishing in that way, weren't we? But
Yeah.
adding the two different types is interesting.
Okay. You need some water?
Okay.
More Stabilix.
The thing,
So this is
the good thing
experience.
of this, you can put anything you want of a Stabilix. It's not going to bind them a lot.
It's not going to overdo
No.
it.
This one, if you put too much, crazy. It's finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
That's
put Stabilix.
interesting.
Almost looks like a fine talcum powder. That's the only way
And
you could
only a little
describe
bit
it.
of
Oh, a tiny little
Arabic,
bit.
not more.
Oh, it's tiny. Yeah.
That's probably the initial bind.
Yes. Now you go to the water.
Water.
You don't need any spray, nothing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wet hand. In we go.
With Michael Jackson's glove.
Yeah. Sham.
And the most important thing is to overwet.
Wow.
To overwet.
Yes.
Not by a lot though. Not a lot.
Now I'm washing the maggots with the glue.
So they all get the glue. Yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting because I've always been taught not to put too much
No,
water on.
with that one is not a problem.
Yeah, but that,
With this one,
Arabic. Yeah.
finish.
Yeah. Because Arabic is like a fine clay, isn't it?
Now it's ready.
Okay.
And now
And then you leave.
you put in the small one.
Yeah.
And you leave it half an hour,
Half an hour,
and they are ready.
and then they dry.
Yes.
Yeah, and they dry out,
They dry
and then
out, and then during the match you only need to put a little bit your hand in the water and
just to keep it,
yes,
keep them a little bit moist.
perfect. Right, that is why you are the sticky mag master. Thank you very much.
no.
That's,
Thank you.
see, the thing is, Rob, that's what happens there. Do you know how, like in England, how people prepare their micro
Micros, yeah,
pellets? I mean, it's only you look at how the commercial anglers fish now. They prepare their expanders totally different now, don't they? And this is what happens when this guy Jose. He's been at the top of the game for years.
Maggots are their pellets, aren't they?
Maggots are their pellets,
Yeah.
and they do this week in, week out, and that is educational for us, isn't it?
Yeah, massive.
And that's what happens when you come on these international matches, that everybody...
Every day's a school day.
Every day's a school
Every day's
day,
a school day. Right,
Hey Rob, and do you know what that is? That's the edge.
that's the edge. He's giving us the edge there. Look, right. So that's Jose, my neighbour. He's got obviously a load of sticky mag. I haven't got any sticky mag, so maybe I might be in trouble. But it's not featured yet. We've got some maggots, some worms, got some sweet corn there, a few casters. I've got in here some beautiful red worms. My selection of feeders. Once again, a real big selection of feeders because we don't quite know what we're up against. Some window feeders there. And that is it. This is one off the end peg, C13. Lee was on this peg yesterday and he was the end peg, but because there's a odd number of anglers in each section, I'm not the end unfortunately. We're one off the end. Could be a good area though. 6 rods set up, 2 for short, 2 for very short, and then 2 for a bit longer. There is
an odd catfish or carp or bigger bonus fish to be caught further out. So at sort of like 30 to 40 or 50 meters, there's a chance of catching a bigger bonus fish. Unfortunately, I lost my 2 bonus fish early on yesterday. Hopefully we get them out today, or at least hook them. So I'm gonna put a bit of bait in long, 35 meters. Maybe have a go short early on, just to see if the fish are short. We can get on them fast then. If they're not short, I'll have a quick chuck out, see if I can catch a bonus. But we need to be catching carrasio short here. Fish we caught yesterday, or fish I caught yesterday, was small really in comparison. There was some big carrasio caught this end. The average stump was pretty good. And there's a few fish topping as well. I dropped Lee off the other side of the bridge, and there was hundreds of fish topping the other side of the bridge. Not so many here, but far more than yesterday. So hopefully a few fish have moved into the match length and we catch a load.
So we've just finished day 2. A little bit of drizzle coming in now. So we'll sit in the van, we'll talk about what's happened during the day, because it has been a mega interesting day. A total contrast to any other day that we've been here on the bank. So we'll go through your match firstly. Talk us through your day.
Yeah, mental compared with day 1, Rob. When we got there was fish topping this morning all over, and just felt like it was going to be a better fishing day. You know, not to what it's been, but unbelievable. So sort of started off as per the plan at sort of 8-9 meters, which you have to plumb up carefully here because there's lots of rocks and snags. And I got a great start, got indications almost straight away. That was nothing in comparison to my neighbour Peter Classic, who had 10 fish in his first 10 casts, and I was sort of getting odd indications and catching an odd one. Just didn't have the feeding right. Again, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And it was just a case of trying to figure it out. Peter had a smaller feeder on than me, so I've changed down to feeder size, put a smaller feeder on, and I've had a decent run of fish, but then I've run out of bites again, and it's like, what is happening here? In the last hour and 40 minutes, I would say, something like that, all of a sudden I seemed like I've understood what was going on. It was almost like I had to top up with some bait and then fish it out over a period of time. And I had a sensational last hour and a half, like really good. Caught big carrasio every chuck, and at one point I thought I might even catch him up here, which would have been ridiculous because he never let up the whole match. The scales have given me 44 kilos. 44 kilos, Rob. I reckon I had 80 carrasio. And Peter's weighed 50 kilos. 52 kilos has won the section. My 44 kilos was 7th. 7th, right? Literally no difference between everybody. And I was woeful for the first 3 hours. I'm not going to make any excuses. There's lots of fish. I just didn't have it right. I didn't have an understanding of what was going on. And then that last bit has given me massive encouragement, because for the first time on this trip, I've gone, oh, I know why. Now, I'm not saying that means I'm going to bag up tomorrow, but I feel like I know something, whereas I didn't know anything before. And that was the main thing to take from my day.
You've had an amazing day's fishing, and I think a lot of people on the match have had an amazing day's fishing because the weights have just been ridiculous. I don't think there's many people weighing in less than 30 kilo on the whole match.
When the scales got to me, Rob, A1 in the match had 52, right? I was on peg 7, and from 2 to 6, 31 to 37 kilos. Literally every 31 the lowest, 37 the highest. So when I had 44, I thought, oh, I'm going to be third here. Yeah. And then it just got better and better. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Incredible fishing. So I was in C section past the bridge. Now, same peg that you drew the day before. You were on the end peg because there's a split in the way the sections are worked out, but there was an angler on the end for my day. Now, I started off really slow. I'm next to Jose Collado. Jose is a Portuguese angler, but he fishes this venue quite a lot. We actually looked at his sticky mag prepper a little bit earlier, and he started off with big feeder, short, really short, underarming, catching carrasio, and it seemed like he was being really aggressive with the bait, whereas I was taking it easy, little feeder,
just as you were talking about, like Peter Classic, little feeder, trying to catch fish. Because the problem with these fish is too much bait in the swim, you're not getting too many line bites, you just don't catch any fish, you just end up striking at line bites all day. And there's that balance. I've definitely taken that away from this day because there was a balance. I fished a small feeder, plopped it in, I've had a couple of lovely little runs of fish. It's been fantastic. I've always felt I've been behind though everybody else, and especially Jose next to me, who's putting in this bigger feeder. As the day's gone on, things have started to improve. I'd get a little spell of fish where it'd be like 5 fish in 5 chucks. Then I'd stop catching, literally stop catching. And then I'd see Jose and he'd get 10 fish in 10 chucks. And I feel that, although I feel the fish were probably to my right anyway, closer to the bridge and working the way up, I feel that Jose, by putting in a lot of bait, has stolen my fish. And he's had longer periods where the fish have stayed in front of him. These fish are ravenous. They're obviously coming in, they're ravenous. They're just eating machines. He stole the fish. He's had loads of periods where he's had line bites and he's complaining that he's got too many fish in his swim and he can't catch them. But that doesn't matter because he stole my fish. So my way of fishing really nice just didn't work. It was great for catching the fish when they were in the swim, but it just didn't work to get the fish in the swim in the first place. So I ended up with 31 kilos. Jose had 38 kilos. There was a 45 that won the section. I was well down. I think I was 10th or 11th in the section, and loads to learn because I ended up fishing more aggressively late on, and it was good for a period of time. So it's getting that balance right. I don't think you can go hell for leather like Jose did with big feeder, loads of bait all day, because you just blow your peg up. I fished too far out. I fished 15 metres, which, believe it or not, was too far. I think 8 to 10 metres is a perfect
I don't think it helped me being on that peg the day before, because 15 metres was the line the day before, and I think that bit of information is also in your head. Oh, I'm getting good stamp fish.
I was getting good stamp fish to start with. Even if I wasn't catching as many fish as the other lads, when I got one, it was a beautiful fish, and I was thinking, by being in slightly deeper water, is that helping me catch these bigger fish? So I was a bit reluctant to come closer. I thought it'd just kick off at certain points, but it just didn't. And I feel that changes I'm going to make for my next match are going to be a bit shorter, be a bit more aggressive with the feed, but also rein it in a little bit when I've got fish there. So get the fish there, then rein it in with the smaller feeder to try and catch them before they move off. They're in and out of the peg all the time, aren't they? You're not going to catch 5 hours consistently, I don't think. I agree, yeah. You get a run of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fish, then they drift off, and you've got to bring them back or swap areas, move around your swim. It's mega interesting fishing. I can't wait to get out on the bank again.
I can't wait for tomorrow. I cannot wait for tomorrow. I'm gutted it's the last day.
Sunshine and showers today, that's the forecast. We are on B12, so it's our turn to be in B. This is day 3, last day of the festival, next to Peter Classic. Peter Classic caught loads of fish yesterday. Top bloke, top angler, he caught loads yesterday. He was next to Lee and he had 51 kilos, I think. He's got 2 nets in today, so I followed suit. I put 2 keep nets in. Right, my approach, I fished too far out yesterday. I think I should have been a bit closer in, so I've got 4 rods sticked up for 10 metres, but they're floating around. If I need to come shorter, I will. If I need to go further, I will. Got 2 rods for further out as well, just in case we need to go catfish hunting. I can't see that. Maybe the carrasio wants to be in deep water, we'll see. Same bait as yesterday, nice coarse. Let's see if we can have a look at the bait. Nice coarse ground bait, a lot of food in that ground bait, so these fish are eating machines when they come in. So we've got a nice coarse ground bait there, nice and heavy as well. We think maggots might be more important than we imagined, so we've got a few maggots on the tray. Obviously we've got our worms, bit of corn. I'm going to start on a small feeder. I'll show you the feeders. I'm going to start on the small feeders. So little tiny feeders like this sort of thing. And then
we might increase the food. Jose next to me had a really good last half of the match yesterday, and he fed more bait, and he was fishing with a rocket feeder. He was feeding a lot of maggots, a really damp ground bait, so we had to use a rocket so it held it in, because obviously, you can see there, it's not for casting a long distance necessarily, but that little cross at the bottom holds your bait in a little bit better. So he was using one of those feeders and catching a lot of fish, so I've got them on my tray. As always, it's all about learning. We've got the noise from the bridge. I'm going to keep my eye on Peter because he's the man to beat. If I can stay up with him, I'll be happy, I think. It could be a really good day, but there's not as many fish topping as yesterday. I'm hoping they're all on the bottom. Oh, there's one. I'm hoping they're all on the bottom, ready to feed. That's the plan. What an amazing week. We are on the tunnel home after a bit of a diversion. We'll talk about that in a minute though. And before we talk about the runners and the winners of this festival, we've got to talk about our last day on what has been an amazing venue, full of fish. So Lee, go through your day first, because we drew in the same section, didn't we?
We did. I was on B4, unbelievable fishing on this venue. And I mean, you never know where the fish are going to be. There was fish topping all over the place, so we were confident there was going to be some bites. I had a battle on my hands. I was next to Will Freeman. Obviously, Will was doing really well in the festival. And I learnt massive amounts on the second day, Rob. I really did. I felt like in the last hour and a half, for the first time, obviously throughout this video, I've been saying, oh, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. And in the last hour and a half of day 2, I felt, oh, I've learned some stuff there. And I went into day 3 and I tried to apply that. Basically, you just didn't need to be as aggressive as I was being. That was what I found. And by casting regularly, steady away, basically almost accepting the fact you're not always going to come back with a fish. Like when we speed fish, that's sometimes what we think. And I was casting in regularly, changed the ground bait mix slightly as well, lighter ground bait, worms and worm and maggot, bits of worms through the feeder. I fished 10 metres, I had a much better peg, it plumbed up much smoother, and I caught really steady. And for the first time in a long time, I counted my fish. Now I don't do fish counting very often, but I had 20 in the first hour, another 20 in the second hour, 20 in the third hour, so we were really consistent. And in the last 2 hours, I had 48, so a little bit quicker, a little bit better in the last 2 hours when the fish were starting to feed. So it left me with over 100 fish. Mixed sizes, I had my first carp of the trip, a 2 kilo carp. I also had one about 1 kilo mixed in with those fish. That gave me 53 kilos 860, which was my biggest weight of the trip, a mega weight. I was really, really happy when we weighed in. Thought it might be enough to win the section, but down your end, Rob, there was some bigger weights.
Yeah, there was next door to me, one of the Rodriguez brothers.
Yeah.
2 Spaniards. They're very good at this style of fishing. In Spain, they catch lots of fish, and he was actually to my right. And because we all face to our left, and it's quite an intense way of fishing, I didn't really see him catching a massive weight. I thought, well, it's going to be close between me and him. As it was, he ended up winning the section. But after my day 2, where I felt that there wasn't loads and loads of fish to be caught where I was. There wasn't a section winning weight of fish to be caught there. I hadn't had a day where I'd caught a lot of fish, so I didn't feel as I needed a day where I've caught some fish. And day 3 gave me that day, because there was a few fish in the area. Now I could see from the indications there was far more fish in my peg than I'd had previously on day 2. A lot more fish, a lot more indications, easier to get bites, easy to attract fish. Obviously a really good area of the river to fish. I was next to Peter Classic. Peter Classic had done fantastically well the day before. I think he was actually next to you, wasn't he?
Next to me, had a brilliant day, caught 50 kilos.
50 kilos. He's been catching fish. It's his style of fishing this is. He's been doing very well at this style of fishing. So I thought, as long as I keep my eye on Peter, if I keep up with Peter, I'm going to be doing well. As it was, I was catching fish from the start, and I felt that I'd got this sorted. As you say, Lee, altering the ground bait consistency, using smaller feeders early on. The ground bait consistency was
ultra important on this festival. Something that we probably switched on to a little bit too late, that getting that consistency right. And it's the sort of opposite way of fishing to how we would fish in the UK. It's something that's totally alien to a lot of people. The sort of ground bait consistency that we needed to use, it wasn't a case of getting our bait to the bottom. Unbelievably, in sort of 12, 13 foot of water, you wanted your bait to be falling through the water. So wire cages with your bait just tapped into the feeder, really important. Now, my match, I caught, my first fish was a carp. Beautiful start to the day, probably about 1.5 kilos. And then most casts, I'm coming back with a fish. Sometimes being nice and patient, waiting there, which, looking back, was probably the wrong thing. But I would get a bite, sometimes after 40 seconds, sometimes after 5 minutes. What has cost me, looking back, is waiting for those 5-minute bites. Because although you'd reel back a fish, which is great, the activity in your swim would obviously dwindle. Less bait in the swim, less activity means less fish. And when there's anglers around you casting all the time, you're going to lose your fish to those anglers. So I realised this later on in the day, started being more proactive, slightly bigger feeder, because I felt that the fish were maybe more aggressive later in the day. So slightly bigger feeder, casting in more regularly, and bites were coming, really good in the last hour. Middle part of the match a little bit slow, but last hour was fantastic. I ended up weighing 47 kilos, which after my day 2, I was reasonably happy with 47 kilos. 2 Rodriguez brothers, they were first and third in the section.
First and second.
First and second in the section, sorry.
Yeah.
You were third.
I was.
I was 4th in the section. Will Freeman was 5th in the section. So we had, obviously, 3 of us, 3rd, 4th and 5th in the section.
Yeah.
A great showing by the England lads. My festival was obviously hampered by my day 2 result. 2 reasonable results, but a poor middle day. You actually had 3, decent results to finish 7th?
6th.
6th, sorry, I'm doing you a disjustice.
No problem.
You finished 6th.
6th.
Will Freeman did amazingly to finish 3rd.
Yep.
He's caught his fish this week. Did fantastically well. And the winner, Lee, what a great angler.
Olivier is a brilliant angler. He's been in the French team for a while now, and I've sort of seen him on various things. I saw him on at the Reeve Cup a few years ago. He now actually works for Preston Innovations, and I can't tell you how good he is. And to have 2 wins and a second, I felt was an extraordinary, brilliant result. So Olivier, fantastic result, well done. That was great. There was a Czech lad, Conor Pasic, second, and then Will, like I say, was third. So it was an amazing all-round trip, Rob. It was the presentation in the evening, with big sit-down meal, beautiful, fantastic, yeah. 4 courses, unbelievable, and then up first thing this morning for the journey back.
Yes, so we're on the tunnel. This is how this trip has panned out. It's been a roller coaster ride, and we're so pleased that you joined us on this ride, because it has been something totally different. It's been a unique trip. We turned up for our ferry yesterday afternoon. The shipping forecast was horrendous. High gale force winds. The sea looked terrible. And we just thought, there's no way we're getting on that boat and spending 24 hours on that boat. Quick couple of phone calls to the ferry line. Managed to get a refund on the ferry. And we've driven now, how many hours to get here?
It was 12 hours from Santander, so 18 hours in total.
18 hours, we're now in Calais. Yeah. Obviously an overnight stop on the way. 18 hours, we're now in Calais, on the Channel Tunnel. And hopefully, in the next 10 or 15 minutes, we'll be back in England to probably a load of rain.
Yeah, that's right, the final leg. We have really enjoyed doing this, Rob, haven't we? We've really enjoyed making this video and setting this video up and giving you an insight into what happens on these trips, because it's super exhausting, detailed, exciting, fluid. You have to go for all the different things, and to do well is really, really difficult. There's something about fishing abroad. I think it's because people bring so many different tactics to the table. That's what I think. I think in England, because we are all following a path a lot of the time, if you can do things better, you can become more consistent. I think that's the same in every country.
Every country, and every time we go abroad, we learn a new style, or it helps us to get closer to perfecting a new style. So there's so many good anglers on these events. It's a great experience. If you ever get the chance to go and fish one of these events, there's quite a few events cropping up abroad now. Europe isn't as far away as you think. If you've got a van or a car and a couple of mates, it's a great opportunity to get out there, have some great fishing, you know, in a great environment. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.